Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother, Kiran Roy. Today, I received one question in this English channel itself in my yesterday's video that, bro, can you please make one video on how to deal with toxic sisters? So, this is definitely a very important topic because everybody, as in, we all have sisters, we all have brothers, siblings, they constitute a very important, indispensable part of your life, and this is one place wherein you don't have that choice. You cannot We can choose our friends, we can choose a lot of things in our lives, but we cannot select or choose our siblings, can we cannot. So on many cases these siblings turns out to be toxic. It is not always fresh air. Air is so fresh, God is so beautiful, life is so great. Reverse it, God is so great, life is so beautiful, I meant. So it is not always the case. In many cases, see, if there is plus, there is minus. So if there are good sisters, they are lucky to have good signal, to have good siblings. But on many cases, people are unfortunate to have toxic sisters, toxic females living in their own homes. In fact, I have personally counseled many such people who are like so toxic that they had even gone, they have even, I've actually had people who have called me for 1:1 saying that their sisters have lodged a fall case of violence, of molestation, of all these things just to get back, just because they were having some issues, they had a fight over something, and just to have that upper hand, these ladies, these sisters rather, these sisters went to the police. They actually lodged a fake case against their own brothers, own blood brothers. This has happened, yes. So I completely acknowledge this case, and I will be giving you the breakthrough to the best of my abilities. If you gain any positivity out of it, do consider giving a super thanks. The entire proceeds will go for the orphan kids. You can book a 1:1 with me by DMing me in Instagram, and definitely take the Be Charismatic course in my Hindi channel, Be Millionaire Course in this English channel. And if you wish to give any direct benefit to me, you can drop a 5-star rating for my Google page, which is Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio. So in Google, if you just type Kiran Roy, you will see my business listing, my guitar classes, basically my guitar academy. So you can just consider leaving a 5-star review if you've gained anything from me. If no, then I don't want anything from you. But if you've gained something from me and if you wish to repay it to me in some kind, then this would be a very good option. So my first point in this regard is recognize their manipulation. Now, it is no secret by now, in lots of my videos I've told you that every woman, be it your sister, even your mother, forget wife and girlfriends, even your mother, even your sisters, they all are blessed by the universe with a innate sense of manipulation. They can manipulate just about anybody. They can manipulate the shopkeepers, they can manipulate their husbands, they can manipulate their children, because this is not something which they have to hone their craft. They are by default, they are blessed with that ability. Like a golden retriever, they can swim, they are natural swimmers. Same way, they are all natural manipulators. They all are expert manipulators. They don't have to do any course. It took me bloody 26 years to crack that manipulation tactics. So that's why, I mean, what I mean to say is I had to work 26 years to come to this conclusion, to know, to stay one step ahead of their manipulation tactics. But look at the injustice. They have it by default. They don't even have to hone their skills. They don't even have to sharpen their knives. They have it by default as a God's gift. It's basically, it's a survival instinct actually. So it is given by nature to them so that they survive and so that they can carry forward, they can like carry forward the human race, in short. So this is actually a very negative survival instinct, I would say. If you ask me why this manipulation and all, this is basically a survival instinct, to so that they can have their way, so that they can survive, though it is unethical, so though it is ethically wrong, I would say, because they use manipulation tactics even with the person he's supposed to spend his life with. So, for example, husband, his husband, he's supposed to spend, they are life partners, right? But still they end up using their manipulation tactics on their husbands. Every husband out there must be aware of what I'm saying. So this just doesn't stop only in husband wife. This manipulation tactic is universal, one size fits all, as in They would manipulate even their own brothers, and that is exactly what we are covering in today's topic. So they will not fall shy, they will not fall short of manipulating even their own blood brothers, because that is what I'm trying to explain you through my first point, that manipulation is universal. They don't see whether it's their own brother, own husband, own father. They don't even spare even their own fathers to manipulate. I've seen hundreds of cases where they have manipulated, gaslighted their own fathers. They would spare nobody, is what you should now, is what I'm trying to train you with, that their manipulation tactic is universal. They won't stop at just their husbands or boyfriends. They can manipulate even their fathers, they can manipulate even their own brothers. So my first step is, you have to identify that they are capable of manipulating you. Just because you happen to be her brother, blood brother, does not make you immune to their manipulation tactics. That is my point which I'm trying to drive home. Always remember, any girl can manipulate anybody. They can manipulate their own husbands, they can manipulate anybody, even their own father. So what are you? You are nothing. They will 100% they will manipulate you. So always you have to identify these things first. So you should know first that they are capable of manipulating you, they are capable of gaslighting you just to have their way. So first thing is identifying and accepting that even you are immune to it. You are not immune to it. Even you can fall prey to their manipulation tactics. First point is acceptance. My next point is emotional blackmail. This is a common thing which I'm sure whoever is suffering from this problem, you might have faced this. They are the experts in this. They will turn your love against you. I have deeply studied this. In fact, whatever I'm saying in this video, every point I have studied, and I have done in-depth research before I can put it out in the form of a video. I always do lots of research, and that too real life research. I don't read a few articles, or in fact, I don't read anything at all. Whatever I have seen in my 1:1 cases, even in my own personal cases, even in my others' cases, is what I'm saying. So I can easily say one thing, which I'm saying in this point, that they can easily turn your love against you, because naturally you guys are brothers and sisters. So when you grow up, you definitely have that bonding, because every brother loves their sister. No two ways about it. Every brother has a soft corner for their sister. How much ever they may fight, how much ever they may crib, how much ever they may have issues, but still a brother always there, because as I said, that is how women are made. But men are also made as protectors, providers. They are interested upon the task of protecting their sisters, of providing for their sisters, of taking them away from harm's way. So men are trained for that, both by nature and also by society. You have Raksha Bandhan festivals, you have Bhai Dooj festivals. What is that? It is that they are brainwashing you, as in conditioning you, that you are the one who is supposed to provide for her, look out for her, pay for her. In short, you are going to be her guardian for life. So naturally, their sisters are always having a soft corner in the hearts of every Indian man. Right? Clear up till here? No doubts? So what happens, since these girls know, since these sisters, they are aware that I am his weakness, he does love me. So what they end up doing is, they use that very love against them. They use that love against you. So that is a pure form of emotional blackmail. They will demand all the loyalty in the world from you, because loyalty is not only in husband wife, loyalty exists even in brothers and sisters. Suppose you guys are going somewhere, she would expect you to take her side, not her friends or her relatives or the society's side, right? That is the loyalty which I mean by this. So she will always expect that you should remain loyal to her, you should take her side when it comes to family feuds, when it comes to relatives, when it comes to society. If suppose she has a bad past, if she has done some mistake, if she has slept around with many people, and naturally the society is going to be against her. But during those circumstances also, she will expect that you should take her side only. I have no issues up till here. But what I have issues with is, they won't give you that loyalty back. They only expect one-sided loyalty. They only expect that you should completely stand by her. irrespective of whatever bad decisions she has made. She might have slept with half of the town, but still she will expect you should take her side. As I said, I have no problems up till here also. But the problem starts when she does not give you that loyalty back. You are getting my point. She will expect all the loyalty in the world. You should stand by her. You should always take her side. You should be next to her. But when the time comes for her to stand next to you, she will never do that. That is a very common pattern which I have seen in all these toxic sisters. Today I'm talking about toxic sisters in this topic. So this is one common point which I have deciphered amongst lots of cases, that they will expect all the loyalty from their brothers, but they will never give back that loyalty. They will always, suppose if she's had a bad breakup and this brother was known to that guy, so she will demand you should not speak to this guy. I'm giving you a real life example, okay? A complete real life example. A girl she had a brother, and this girl had a boyfriend. All three knew each other. The brother also knew that boyfriend. So they had a nasty breakup. So now this sister started demanding, now you should never be in touch with that guy who happened to be his friend. So since I had a breakup, you are not allowed to talk to him. You're supposed to sever all ties with him. Done. He did that. Agreed. No problem up till here. But now in the future, after a few years, this guy got in a relationship with a girl, and that girl happened to be the friend of that sister. So they now had a breakup, and now this guy said that same thing, that now that I've had a breakup, you should not be in touch with her. But this girl refused. She said, "She's my friend. You had a breakup. Why should I sever my ties with her? She's my friend. You had a breakup." So this guy was like, "But you told that same thing. I mean, even that guy was my friend. I did not fight with him. It was you who had a fight with him. But you asked me to sever all ties with him. And I did exactly that. So it is very well natural that even I would expect that same from him, because I have myself done that same for you. Right?" But she was in no mood to listen. She was like, "I won't do that." So this is a clear case of this very point which I'm trying to tell you. They expect loyalty, but they would never give you loyalty in return. This is one classic case of a toxic sister. Now my next point is crippling masculinity. These toxic sisters has one thing in common. They will always belittle you. They will always say that you are good for nothing. Even if you come first in class, she will find nooks from that. She will always say that you don't have that masculinity in you. So, in short, she will make your mind take such a shape that you will think that I'm no good, that I don't have that masculinity in me. She will always belittle you. She will always make fun of your masculinity, basically. So she will play around with your mind. They are expert manipulators, as I already told you. So this is just their manipulation tactic to stay one step ahead. Because when you are young, you guys share the same house, you are living under the same roof before you move out or something. But you guys are living under the same roof. So all these ladies, they are very much territorial, very much like dogs. Dogs are territorial, right? I'm not saying in a bad way. Dogs are man's best friend. In fact, I love dogs more than I love humans. So you can understand. They are very much territorial like dogs. So whatever territory they are at, they want to be the owners. They want to be the leaders of that place. So even if that means she has to share that with their brother, they will never take that option of sharing it. They would want to be the leaders at any given cost. You can look at even married couples. It's the woman who has full control. It's not that husband. Same way, even with brothers, it's they who would want to have that complete control. So to have that control, they will always mark their territory. How dogs do, you know that very well. But now we are not talking about dogs. We are talking about real human beings in flesh and blood. So how they do is they try to draw their superiority by pulling their brothers down. And how they pull them down? They call them weak. They call them emasculated. They call them completely devoid of any masculinity. Indirectly, they directly don't say, "Hey, you're not masculine." They will say and do things so that that person will automatically get weakened. So that brother will automatically weaken, and he will start thinking of himself as being no good, basically. he will ultimately end up thinking that, hey, I'm no good. He will be devoid of any confidence. So that takes a severe toll. But all this thing is done by that lady only to gain that superiority in that home sphere. In that home sphere, she wants to be that queen. She wants to be the leader. She wants to be in charge, in control. For that purpose, they always put down their brothers. But ultimately, this is a psychological issue because this thing stays with that brother for the rest of his life. He always ends up thinking that I'm no good. I'm not masculine enough. I'm not capable of leading. I'm not capable of being a leader. So these things stays with these brothers. So this is another toxic effect of having a toxic sister. Yes. Next point is divide and conquer tactics. One, this is one common tactic which I have seen in each and every case that I have studied. They turn you against your own parents. They turn you against your own siblings, other siblings if you have. They would always try to have that upper edge by turning you against them. So, in short, what they are doing, they are dividing and ruling to maintain their edge. So, you should never ever let them isolate you. This is one common tactic which I'm telling you now that you are aware. And as I said, this happened in almost all the cases that I've studied. So, this is one common tactic, manipulation tactic. This is they will try to divide and conquer basically. So they will try to isolate you by taking everybody in her team, and they will try to spread all sorts of lies against you so that people turn against you. So her bottom agenda is that she isolates you because she knows that if you are isolated, you will hold no power. She will be having the power because everybody has turned against you and everybody is in her team because she has painted a bad picture of you. So that is the way they operate. If you ask me about the psychology behind it, psychology is isolation. So it is always easier to destroy an enemy when they are isolated, right? So this is that same philosophy, same tactic which they are using. Though they don't want to destroy you in person, per se, they are not destroying you, but to remain that one notch ahead, to get that queen's position, to get that position in her life which she wants. That is her best way to isolate you completely. So never let them isolate you because that is their strength. That is exactly what they are trying to do. They are trying to isolate you so that she gets the upper hand, so that she gets the edge. Never allow that. My next point is narcissistic entitlement. She wants everything in the world without lifting her finger. How many of you have seen that? This is a very common trait of all the toxic sisters. They want everything. They want the TV, they want the fridge, access to the fridge, everything they want, but she won't lift a finger for it. That's why I named it narcissistic entitlement. They think that they are entitled to every facility, every luxury that your home has to offer. So they are narcissists to begin with, no two ways about it. At the same time, they are entitled. So when two negative forces join together, that spells the word disaster. And that's exactly what's happening at your house. Because these ladies are nothing short of disasters. Because they would demand each and everything without even raising their finger. They want it their way, but they don't want to work towards it. They think that they are entitled, that it's their right to have everything. So that way, this creates lots of toxicity and lots of problems in these houses because they want everything, but they don't want to work for it. They don't even want to lift their finger because they think I am entitled to it. They don't think that we have to work our way to get what I want. They think that I should have it by default. I deserve it just by the virtue of me being born in this family. So I should get it. But that's not how it works, which nobody can make them understand basically. But you should be aware of what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to train you people. I'm not trying to train these ladies. I'm trying to train my brothers. I'm trying to train the brothers in this equation. So you should know first what we are dealing with. Now my next point is no accountability. You will always be the villain in her story. She will never own up for her mistakes. Whatever wrong happens in your house, that is you. She has no hand in anything wrong that must have happened. But if anything good happens, it is due to her. How common is that? You will always see these toxic sisters taking up full credit for if anything happens. Suppose if you guys have won a lucky draw or something in which both of you had worked equally hard, you won that lucky draw. She will say it was due to me. I did it. So if anything good happens, it's her. If anything bad happens, it's you. So all the fingers will be pointed towards you. So this thing spreads even outside. Even when you guys are in public, when you guys are in front of your relatives, you will always be painted as the villain. You will never be the good person, or she will never say anything good that has ever happened in your family regards to you. She will only talk about how she is the one who has made everything good in the family. Whatever good is happening is only due to her being present there. Otherwise, your family would have been in doldrums. That is the impression they try to project. So you should always stay completely aware of these things first. And once you are aware, we can work on the steps basically. My next point is weaponizing family emotions. These ladies, these sisters, they cry, they complain, they twist stories to portray themselves as being helpless. So they will always make a mountain out of a mountain out of a molehill basically. So they are like completely the epitome of completely twisting the facts. Suppose if something happened worth rupees 5, she will portray it as rupees 100. So she will always show your parents or to the world that I am so helpless, and it is this guy, the brother basically, who is completely torturing me, who's taking away whatever I have. I have nothing in this house. It's all because of this brother. Because she will always try to show herself as being helpless. She will twist the facts. She will keep on crying. She will always do whatever it takes because, as I said, they are master manipulators. They can cry at the drop of a hat, and their tears means nothing if you ask me. Because I have seen like 99.99% of the times that tears are all fake. They cry only to get what they want. They never cry to express anguish. They cry only to gain sympathy. Because everywhere you go, if a woman is crying, people fall for it. People fall for the tactic and they end up getting what they want. That starts right from childhood. Whenever a girl child is crying, if they cry, she knows I will get what I want. So that thing stays even when they turn into an adult. They start crying at the drop of a hat to gain the sympathy of the public or their brothers or their family. So this is that exact case. They will always cry to portray themselves as being helpless. And in the process, they paint you as the villain. So never let them isolate you or paint you as the villain. That is the idea. You have to be one step ahead at every given time. That's what I'm trying to do with this video. I'm equipping you of the most common things which they do to have their way. But now when you are alert, you will not let that happen. You get the point, you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So now I'm coming in the segment about what you should do, because by now I'm sure you must have understood how to identify a toxic sister. But if you have identified, now comes the next segment. What should be your gameplay? How you should handle it? You should be ruthless when it comes to your boundaries. First point is you should set ruthless boundaries. How do you set ruthless boundaries? First is you should detach from her emotionally, because the first point they play around with is your love. As I said, they turn your love against you, which I clearly told you in my earlier points. So first thing is they are aware that you love her and they turn your love against you. So you should first detach emotionally. You owe her nothing. Always remember, it's only respect which she should give you. You only should get respect from her. And if that's the basic necessity. If you don't get respect even from your sister, then that's a losing proposition. Always take it from me. So you should always see whether your sister respects you or not. If you see that she is not respecting you, that means she owes I mean, you owe her nothing. If respect is the prime necessity, basic necessity, actually, basic minimum, I would say. If you're not getting even that, then you should completely detach emotionally. Once you start detaching emotionally, you will automatically have your own space, and automatically one boundary would be drawn when you detach. So after that, you have to make it evident that nobody can cross this boundary. She let her live happily in her own space, in her own boundary, and you should be having your own boundary where you deserve complete peace of mind, where you deserve respect, and nobody has any rights to cross that boundary. So getting what I'm trying to say. So it is imperative that you draw a boundary which nobody can break, not even your sister. So you should completely detach emotionally and set a boundary. That is rule number 1. Now my second point is, stop trying to fix them. You can never forget you. Even a counselor, even a therapist, nobody can fix them because they are addicted to chaos. Let them remain in their chaos. You will ask me, then what should I do? You should be working day and night in fixing your mind, in fixing your finances, in fixing your body, in fixing your skills. Your entire time should be focused only on fixing your life. You should take the reins of your life in your own hands, and majority of your time, most of your time should be spent only in fixing yourself, not in fixing your toxic sister. You're getting the idea? Because many people, they waste their entire energy and time in fixing their toxic sister, because as I said, nobody can fix them. Even if you bring her to me, even I won't be able to fix her, because they thrive on chaos. And a person who thrives on chaos, nothing will work for them. No amount of counseling is going to work, because chaos is their addiction. Chaos is what gives them that high, and that is what is making things toxic for you. So when a person doesn't want anything apart from chaos, there is very little that you can do. So you'd rather use my first point, which I said, draw that boundary. You live in your own space, you have complete detachment, completely detached from her emotionally. Then only focus on your own life. It's you, your money, your body, your relationships with somebody else. It's your life which should matter, not her. And she should not even have a say in your life. It's you, your decisions, your life. As simple as that. So my final point for today is, choose peace over guilt. If you choose your own peace, that is not guilt. You shouldn't be guilty of choosing your own peace, because that is survival. That is not something to be ashamed about, and that is not something you should feel guilty about. Because many people have told me that I feel guilty that I'm choosing my own peace over her. You shouldn't be guilty, because that is your right to lead a peaceful life without any chaos, without any negativity, without any toxicity. That is not being selfish. That is survival. You have to survive, right? And if you're not getting that peace, how will you survive? So whenever the day we take birth, looking after our own peace of mind is of paramount importance. And if you prioritize your own peace over something else, you are absolutely not wrong. So completely remove that guilt, because I'm aware many of you have that guilt that I am only looking after my own peace. I'm not looking after the family problems. You don't need to fix. There are certain wars which cannot be won. There are certain things which cannot be fixed. You don't need to be a hero. You don't need to be that knight who is going out there to fix things. Even if you fix that peace aspect in your life, you will be sorted. So just look out for that peace in your life. Even if it means moving out, by all means you can move out, because you are prioritizing your peace. Because as I said, you should always look out for your own peace rather than something else, rather than trying to fix something which cannot be fixed. It's better that you move out and focus only on leading a life of peace, fulfillment, and enrichment. Hope I've answered everything to the best of my abilities. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.